welcome to day 28. Let's get started and play. All right, as usual, we're going to check our TV. Another clear and sunny day tomorrow. That's fine. Gonna be the first day of spring. The spirits are in good humor, which is a little extra luck. Great for us.
Oh, good for you!
And learn a new Queen of Sauce recipe. First time I played through this, I didn't check the Queen of Sauce because I was like, we don't have a kitchen. What the hell is the point of this?
Sauce, we call it fancy sauce.
For me.
Definitely check every single time that it's on because you're going to learn how to cook plenty of helpful recipes for gifts and for yourself later on. And if you don't learn it the first year through, you gotta wait all the way until the reruns come through. So got a recipe from Emily for a salad, and we got some fertilizer from Jody. All right, no more for our strawberries or our green beans, but we did get a cauliflower. We can throw that in the bin. And throw our gold into the forging machine. We don't need to hang on to that stuff, but luckily we got some more coal, which is great. Throw another lovely bit of wood into there so we can get some more stuff. And, all right, so we do not need the coal. We do not need to carry around this iron bar or this basic fertilizer, which was very kind of Jody to send us. She sends fertilizer quite a bit. It's usually just the basic silver quality, but early on in the game, I don't like to spend all of our resources crafting that. We might do some of it for our spring crops that we need the gold quality for the community center, but we just got 5 free ones, so that's always great.
Great!
All right, we don't need to carry around the rest of the stuff. We can sell this cauliflower, and at this point, what I would love to do is, now that I'm thinking about it, it's Sunday, it's a new week. Let's grab some stuff for some gifts. Pretty much most people like parsnips. I like to carry around a couple strawberries for Maru and Demetrius. George loves a lovely leek.
You know, George, that's an onion.
Linus likes the spring onion. And we're going to go and check the cart lady regardless, so we can give one of these parsnips or something over to the wizard since we're going to be right in his neck of the woods.
So, what brings you to this nape of the woods, neck of the way?
And it's very helpful to advance your friendship with the wizard because he unlocks some of the end game quests, which we are not getting to at this point or probably in this year 1 walkthrough. But it is something you should do as early as possible because it's going to help you move your game along that much faster if that's something that you're interested in doing.
Well, what do you mean?
All right, cart lady, what you got for us? All right. Let's see. None of this stuff is things that we really need for the community center. I have hope that we're going to, I think we already got that walleye because we found it in the trash, so that's great. If we didn't, then oh well. I'll double check the next time we head up to the community center, and then we will grab it from her the next time around. All right, many thanks. Some very interesting properties. It is not one of his most favorite things, but he was happy enough with that gift.
Yeah, in your bra.
All right, let's head down to the spring onion patch. It's our last day to get some, so we can throw a few more in our storage for Linus and sell all of our higher quality ones so we can make a little bit more money today. We only have $5,000.
We got $5,000. We got $5,000. We got $5,000. Hey, check it out. Hey, wait.
I think I was being hopeful that we can get pretty close to 6,000 today. It's a good luck day. I'm going to try and do a lot of foraging and fishing while I wander around and give all of the villagers their gifts. Or if not all of them, at least all of the ones that I bump into on this particular day. Early on, you don't want to carry around a ton of stuff because you don't have the space to do it, and you want to be trying to sell your stuff so you can make some more money.
Yeah. I think I want my money back.
But you do want to at least make some progress with your friendship with the villagers because, hey, they send you things like recipes and free crap in the mail, which is always helpful. And because it's going to advance the storyline of the game and make it a lot more entertaining for you.
Don't tell me my business, devil woman.
Especially to, ooh, I missed this little daffodil over here on the way down. especially because a lot of people love to get married, and I guess some weirdos really like having kids in this game. It's not my favorite thing ever, but I usually do it just because, you know, it's something to do.
Don't you do it! Don't!
And because it gives you points for Grandpa's Shrine if you are trying to complete that portion of the game. Alright, Trash Panda time. Rustle around like a little raccoon. Alright, Penny will appreciate a parsnip. It looks special. Again, not her most favorite thing, but she likes it. Let's head down to the beach and see what good stuff we can get there.
You know the way you smell when you first come home from the beach?
It's a good luck day, so hopefully we'll do a little bit better than yesterday, which is a neutral day. Alright, got a mussel. We already gave one of those to the community center, so we don't need to hang on to it. I'm going to put it toward the end there in my sell pile. Alright, one coral, and that's it. Bogus, but what are you going to do?
We're gonna do.
Hopefully we'll have some good luck with our fishing, because I would like to make that sweet, sweet money so we can buy crops earlier in the season, especially some of the more high value ones. Alright, let's fish over by this rock. This is our good fishing point. You almost always are going to get gold quality fish here, especially once your fishing level is up to a higher level. It is our first cast of the day, and we're already out chasing a treasure chest, which we got. Hopefully we don't lose the fish. So the good luck is working in our favor. Maybe we'll get some stuff either for the museum or maybe something valuable that we can sell. Let's see. Magna Geode. When we have a little bit of spare change hanging around, we can go to Clint, bust that open, and we'll almost certainly have something for the museum in it. Or maybe something that we can give to someone who likes gems, such as Clint or Emily. All right, new record on our anchovy. So as you can see, compared to our neutral luck day yesterday, we are getting fish biting a whole lot faster. Luck is one of the most important factors in fishing, so I like to fish on good luck days. I also like to go into the mines, but yesterday we had a reason to go in there other than just our luck, which was getting Jody a cave carrot. So sometimes what I'll do is save my mining for days when I need something out of there anyway, such as something from the community bulletin board in front of Pierre's shop. Oftentimes, the wizard and Demetrius are going to ask you to kill specific things within the mines, or you're going to be asked for cave carrots or particular gems that you don't yet have, and it is great to get them and kill two birds with one stone and clearing some levels of the mines. Oh, we are playing a dangerous game with this fish here. At this point, if you've been following my advice and fishing, you know, as much as I have been in walking you through this, you are going to have a pretty good fishing skill, and we should be able to catch most of this stuff and hopefully hang on to the treasure while we do it. I keep cutting it pretty close here, but that is what it is. I finally got it, and let's see if we can now nab the fish. He's a bit of a wiggly guy. Just an anchovy. Alright, 10 bait. Always like some free bait.
Who doesn't?
So move those over there. We are getting pretty full, so it's only noon. Willie is open on Sundays. Let's go sell Willie some of our fish. All right, get rid of all of those. Great. I'm going to hang on to the silver quality anchovy and throw it in our little fishing bin that we created yesterday because I don't think that we have it yet.
You what?
It is now noon, so that was productive fishing. We already made quite a bit of money, about $400 just from fishing. So I'm going to wander around, kick our trash cans.
Bitch, I live in a fucking trash can!
Not that one because Alex is here, but he would like a parsnip. This is cool, thanks. And we already brought our... Oh, it is Sunday, so Evelyn is here. We'll give her a parsnip, but I forgot George and Jody will be in the church. And let's see what this bulletin said. Alex wants a Joja Cola. I definitely have some of those hanging around from the trash. So I can, at some point today, go grab that from my bin from when we got just sort of garbage fishing and hand that over to Mr. Alex for some friendship points. George will like this leek. It's his favorite thing. You are welcome.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
And Jody's day is made special by a parsnip. Abigail does not like parsnips or any vegetable really, so I'm not going to give anything to her, and I'm not going to give anything to Pierre because I think he's kind of a dick right now, so I just don't feel like it.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
And in the meantime, I'll head back to the farm and grab that cola for Alex, maybe a few more gifts for some other people because a few of them are going to be congregating in the community center.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
Grab this lovely dandelion for purposes of sale. And after this, can maybe hang on to these strawberries and head up north to give Linus one of these spring onions, maybe a strawberry to Maru or Demetrius. Robin is still diligently working away on our barn, and I don't think we can reach her to give her gifts in its particular placement at this point, so she is not going to get a gift today. But we are killing lots of birds with one stone. As far as a Sunday goes, we already checked the traveling cart lady, which you should always do for purposes of the community center. We've given tons of gifts to the villagers, which is awesome because they are going to appreciate that with their friendship.
I got nowhere else to go!
And we got quite a bit of money with our fishing so far, which is always a helpful thing. Grab a couple more parsnips, maybe a cauliflower, people like those. And the cola for Alex. We do not need to carry around this geode or this gold bar that we just grabbed. Save that fish since we don't have one, and throw another hardwood into our recycling machine. Put the 3 wood we got from it in here, and we are just making treasure out of our trash with that sweet recycling machine. Basically every single time that you go by it, just throw something in there as long as you have stuff.
It's just so much fluff.
And very shortly, once we clear a few more levels of the mines, we are hopefully going to be making some crab pots, so you should be getting even more trash than you already do from fishing. Especially since now that our fishing level is higher, we are not going to be catching as much trash. All right, I forgot to grab one of those spring onions, so Linus, you can have a parsnip. He loves it. It's not his most favorite. His most favorite stuff is pretty much all from the desert, but, you know, he appreciates pretty much every gift you get him. Another green algae. Can sell that later on. Ooh, another treasure chest. It's down by the bottom, which was some jumping around because we are, as of yet, not able to make, well, we're able to make by guess, but we do not have the ability to put lures on our fishing rod. That only comes along with the iridium fishing rod, and I'm not about to spend $7,500 on that at this point because we are going to try and get our upgrade for our axe.
Let me ask you this! Let me ask you this!
As well as a coop as our next 2 big purchases. We may decide to spring for the backpack before the coop. We'll just see how we are feeling and what our level of money making is. Alright, largemouth bass. That's one that will get sold today for sure because it's one of the more valuable ones that we can catch at this point in our fishing skill and for this particular season. We don't want to, I'm not going to bother saving it, even though it is something that people do sometimes ask for on the bulletin board. You can catch it again, I believe, in fall, so we're not going to worry about it too much. Alright, let's try and grab this treasure. Alright, so hopefully your fishing skill has proceeded more or less apace with mine, and you're actually able to grab these things now without having a huge problem.
What's your problem, Kazansky?
As earlier on, we were constantly losing them, as I'm sure, well, I know I was. Maybe you are more skilled than me. Fishing is something that some people just kind of suck at and some people are great at. I'm, I think, above average, but maybe that's just me being egotistical.
I like you, but you're crazy.
Demetrius loved his strawberry. That's one of his most favorite things. Maru also loves strawberries. I think at this point in the day, she's going to be sitting on the bench with Penny. So I can give Penny... Actually, Maru also loves cauliflower, so maybe I'll give her one of those. Penny already got the parsnip. Carolyn gets a parsnip. Let's just check for any forageables up here, as it is the last day, and we might as well. Nothing doing. Okay. So at this point, Alex should be standing outside the dog pen. Give him his Joja Cola. Yes, it is what you requested. Thank you for the payment.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
And Maru will get a cauliflower. It's spectacular. Yes, it is.
Spectacular.
And saw Harvey making his way over here. Let's try and head him off at the pass before 6. Yes. Strawberry. He likes fruit. It is a nice gift. Good for Harvey. He does not like a lot of things that some of the other villagers do like. For instance, mayonnaise he criticizes as being unhealthy.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
So later on in the game, when you're carrying around a lot of stuff like a bunch of the artisan goods that other people do like, he isn't going to love it. So if you're carrying around a piece of fruit or vegetable, usually you are in good shape giving it to him. Do some more fishing down here because we have been pretty successful so far. We already made $400 at Willie's shop, and I bet we're going to make at least another $200 or $300 more when we throw these in the bin overnight for Mayor Lewis to come rummage through and sell for us. We already got all of our spring fish for the community center, so now we're just fishing for fun and money. It's no longer stressful. That's the worst, is when you're pushing it to the last day for a fish that only exists in the spring and you haven't gotten it yet.
What's that supposed to be? Some kind of sick joke?
Getting a ton of bait in our treasure chest, which is not the best. I'd prefer to get some stuff that's worth a little bit of money or is donatable to the community center or the museum. But if we have to be getting some stuff, it's not the worst either because we just throw it on our rod there. It doesn't take up space and it will be used because going forward, we are still going to continue to do a bunch of fishing because new season means new fish. There are at least 5 of them I can think of off the top of my head that we can only get in summer, and that starts tomorrow. We won't be fishing tomorrow because we're going to be busy hoeing and planting our field, watering everything, and then probably passing out exhausted around 2 in the morning.
But if you even look at me funny.
But for the time being, it is important to get your fishing skill high because you're going to want to catch some of those sneakier summer fish, and we are in the position to be able to do that without too much of a problem. Plus, with our good luck day today, we're going to be raking in some money, and I think I'm going to actually get pretty close to my $6,000 goal for the end of the summer, even having purchased the more expensive barn rather than the less expensive coop. We're going to have to also buy a cow at some point. That'll be one of our first purchases. Maybe cow, then possibly axe, depending on how quickly we make money.
Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed.
Alright, it's 8:20. We're into the yellow with our energy, so let's head back to the farm. We're also getting pretty full, I think, in our inventory. Can decide which of these fish we want to keep, throw the rest in our little bin there for collection for sale. Spend some time clearing out the remainder of the area around our main planting field here. And be all ready for spring to start. Alright, save a sunfish, a bream, one of these smallmouth bass.
Slap at that bass, man.
Don't really need a job. All right, most of this stuff I think we can get rid of. I'm going to move it to my get rid of zone over at the end here. Not going to save that green algae. It's easy enough to find. All right, so we have 5 of the summer fish. That's pretty decent for purposes of what's going to be coming through on the community bulletin center outside Pierre's store. We've got some seeds saved up in there for spring. I'll grab them first thing, well, probably second thing in the morning after I clear some space and throw down some fertilizer. We will walk over to Pierre's, but I'm going to bring those with me so we know exactly how much we have of what that we can use already. All right, let's just clear this thing off because he's blocking my bin and irritating the hell out of me. For now, I'm keeping these trees over here that have the tappers on them because I want that sweet, sweet maple syrup. And, all right, I think this is something else I can't get. Nope. Really need a magnet ring. Oh, well. All right, let's clear off some of this area. We've got a pine tar, which is great, but let's get rid of this tree so we have an easier way to get to it. In the meantime, we're gathering plenty of wood. Get rid of these stones because why not? Which is going to come in super handy. We're going to use it for all sorts of crafting things as soon as we have more iron bars and some of these saps on hand. We're going to be crafting all kinds of stuff as well as basically wanting to build a coop and maybe upgrading our house. You want to have a lot of wood on hand. It's really, really, really helpful going forward in the game. We're at 232, which is a very decent amount to be ending up with at the end of spring after already having built the barn, a bunch of chests, as well as our recycling machine. All right, throw our little disc there in the recycling machine. This geode we will save for Clint to bust open later.
Oh.
Pine tar is not maple syrup, so I still can't build my lovely, lovely honey machine, or beehive as you will.
Oh, behave. Yeah.
Might as well save a horseradish just in case. And walk around chopping some stuff. It's only 10:30. I'd like to go to bed right around midnight today. I don't mind paying a small energy penalty for tomorrow if it gets us set up a little bit better for tomorrow. But we don't want to be exhausted having gone to bed after 1 o'clock because that would stink for the purposes of all of the hoeing and watering and planting that we are going to do tomorrow. That's basically all we are going to do. Clear these stumps. At this point, our foraging skill has reached the point where we might as well just get rid of them. We don't need to hang on to them forever. Let's clear some of the grass that is in our immediate planting area. We probably won't make it all the way down to here with our at least first round of crops because we only have so much money available. But let's get some more hay in our barn or in our silo and check how much we have. We're probably about full at this point. Yes, perfect. Once you are using your scythe to go through grass and you don't see the little hay icon popping up in the bottom of the screen there, stop using the scythe unless you really need to get rid of that grass for a particular reason because there's no point really in hanging on to it. Or there is a point in hanging on to it, excuse me. There's no point in scything it unless you need the space for farming because you will not be able to hang on to it. And that's a bummer because very soon we're going to be getting animals, probably, hopefully the 3rd or 4th day of spring. We'll see. All right, let's fill up our watering can as the last thing we do here, and we'll get into bed quite reasonably before 1 o'clock. We have a field snack to start the day if that's what we need. Actually, we have 2, so we should be plenty. And all right, so we leveled up our foraging skill, which is great. There are 2 paths here, the forester or the gatherer. Oh, we also leveled up our fishing skill. So for the foraging skill, what you are going to want to take is definitely the gatherer. The forester, I think, is sort of one of the dumbest decisions you can make in the game because What it's going to give you at this point is wood that is worth more to sell. And as I just finished telling you, what you really want to do is save your wood, because you're going to use it for things, especially in the early game. And so selling it is really worthless because you don't get that much money for it, and then you're just going to be all irritated when you have to go and buy wood back from Robin, maybe a little cheaper than you sold it for, but what is the point of selling it when you can basically get it for free? What the Gatherer does is it gives you a chance of getting double forageable items. So every time you're walking around picking up any of that stuff we've picked up so far this season, like the dandelion, the daffodil, all that stuff, you can possibly get 2 of them, which makes it easier to accumulate things for gifts, as well as makes it easier to accumulate things for sale. The other advantage of using the Gatherer perk is the fact that what you're going to do as you go forward is when you get to level 10, based on what you first chose, you're going to get a secondary 2 choices a little bit later on. And at level 10, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to choose the botanist perk, because it's going to give you iridium quality of every single thing that you pick up. And the reason that's going to be super important is because when you get to the point where you have pigs in your barn, they're going to drop truffles, which are one of the most valuable items in the game. If you have the chance of getting 2 truffles for every one that a pig drops, and they are all iridium quality, you're basically not going to be hurting for money for the remainder of the game. And if you play it right, you can get to the point of having pigs with getting at least a few of them at the end of fall. And so you go into winter with a little bit of a bankroll. I can't promise that's going to happen. It depends on your luck and how much money you can make, but it is certainly possible to do. I have done it many times before, and you're going to be able to make a great deal of money in order to do that. If you choose the Gatherer and then the Botanist, you are going to be sitting pretty. If you choose the other option there, the Forester or whatever it is, you get more for your wood, and then as you go forward, your next choice is to be able to get a chance of hardwood chopping regular trees, which is pretty much useless because by that point you probably will have unlocked the secret forest, which is an unlimited supply of 12 hardwood every single day. You'll also be finding it in the lower levels of the mines, so it's sort of a waste. So basically, my advice is always go with the Gatherer. It's going to be the better option in the long run.